All right, we go to the gym and we're like, hey, my hips feel tight, but I know that I'm squatting or I'm doing some sort of hinging or some sort of big, heavy like movement that's gonna require a lot out of my hips. Let's look at, hey, how can we improve that hip range of motion before we go do those movements? What I wanna start with is a hip mobilization or posterior hip mobilization, where what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the leg that we're gonna focus on is gonna stay directly underneath us. The other leg's gonna extend back. From there, we're gonna shift our weight over to where our knee is now basically directly under my belly button. From there, we're also gonna drop this left hip. So this hip is almost gonna stay high, my other hip's gonna go low. We should feel a stretch in the back of this hip capsule. It's gonna feel different than your normal muscle stretch. If you're doing a pigeon pose, you're gonna feel a lot of tension. It's exactly what I want. If we need more, we could also sink our hips back towards your feet behind you and really get into stay in this position. Whether we're here, whether our elbows are down, doesn't matter to me. I just want to keep that tension on that posterior hip capsule. I'm gonna do one on the other side as well. So we're sliding back over, hip over to our belly button's directly over our knee, slide back. You should feel a lot of pressure in the back of that hip. So after kind of addressing the connective tissue in that joint capsule itself, let's look at the hip musculature. So we're gonna go to something called a lizard pose. You've probably done something similar if you've done the world's greatest stretch. We're gonna end up in this long split position, and we're gonna basically start by taking this inside elbow and dropping it down towards the floor. From here, depending on what's comfortable for you, we could basically kind of pulse in and out of this position, or we could just start to just try and rest that elbow on the ground. A lot of you will get there. If we need to kind of mess around with this knee, that's fine too. But we're looking to just accumulate 20 to 30 seconds of this elbow down inside the foot, really stretching through that groin, through that adductor, and through like the hamstrings and bottom fibers of that glute. Next, to start to work on rotation of the hip, we could then take this hand and press out on the leg. It's okay if the foot rolls out. I'm just working to kind of almost work myself away from the knee and create some more length. Stretching through the groin again, normal, stretching through the outside of the hip, normal. Nothing should feel pinchy or painful. If it does, just go back to that normal lizard pose. We're gonna work 10 to 15 reps of this on each side before we move on. Good. So imagine I did both sides there. So we start with the joint capsule release, look at the back of the hip. We look at go into lizard stretch, and that lizard stretch with a press away to really open up a little bit of rotation in the hip. Lastly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a kettlebell. We're going to do a goblet squat and start to pry those knees away. So kettlebell, go into that bottom position, and we're gonna look to basically pry those knees as wide as we can while keeping even foot pressure on your foot. So don't let your feet roll out here. We're still keeping the ball of our foot, good middle pressure through the ball of our foot, and driving those knees out. If we need to almost come out of this position, rest for a second, drop back into it. But we're gonna look to accumulate 45 to 60 seconds here, really prying out on those knees. So whenever you get into this, test your squat, see how you feel. Go through these 3 movements, retest. You'll realize how much you've opened up that posterior hip. How it allows you to get depth. If you can get depth, you can access those muscles and have a lot of power in a good training session.